Okay, so I've added a rain gauge to the controller to see how much it rains. So this is basically a seesaw bucket rain gauge. So it's got a seesaw inside. I'll show you a little bit later how it looks. So it, the water goes through that little hole and runs into the chamber, and then it tips it to the one side or the other side, and every time it tips it sends a signal to my controller and my controller picks it up. Right, so what I've done now, that is just for the time being, just that's a counter, so that's not normally there. And then there we see the rain in millimeters and all the other stuff I've shown you earlier. So that one will count up every time the seesaw tips, and then I work out the amount of rain. So I'm just gonna take the water and pour it, and we'll count and see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's gone to 13. If you basically see there, it's now on 13. So now I'm just gonna pour some more on this side. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7, 8, 9, 30. So it's gone to 30. So it's fairly accurate. And then we can see for the 30 tips, it's 8.38 milliliters or millimeters of rainwater. So now I can basically do all of this together. So if I move my hand here, you'll see the tank will now change its volume. There it's gone to 100 at the top, 5,000 liters. If I take my hand away, it's going to drop. I'm going to blow on this meter and pour the water at the same time, and then you'll see everything update at the same time. Yeah, everything works great, and now all those values are coming through to a web interface as well. So I'm just going to finish off all the wiring and make sure that the connectors and things are on the correct place, and then I'll go and attach the controller and mount everything, and then hook up all the electronics to the pumps and so forth. Making some progress with it. I'm actually quite happy the way it's turning out. And this is basically how that thing works. There's a little seesaw tip bucket I was talking about. It's got a magnet in this part of the sensor over there, and if that magnet, there's a little switch in here, if that magnet moves past it, it registers. So if we look, there's the count. I've set it, reset it back to 0. So I'm just, if I now pour this water, I'm going to try and pour it the same way that when it actually, then you'll see it tip. There it tips. Alright, so tip 9 times, and there we see 9 times. And obviously this thing makes let the water drip at the right position, and this is the catchment area worked out that it needs, like a normal rain gauge. So that's how it works on the inside. Fairly simple setup.